Yes, it's Israel is unlucky in its neighbours. A terrorist group, Hamas, controls Gaza in the south. Another terrorist group, Hezbollah, also funded by Iran, controls quite a bit of Lebanon to the north. I hadn't thought of that pincer movement. It's frightening. But talking about Iran, look, Hezbollah didn't order 3,000 rockets from eBay. It doesn't have a great manufacturing capability in that area. So who is backing this? Is it just Iran? Is it beyond Iran?
Well, I think it is predominantly Iran. It may conceivably have a Russian fingerprint in it, but Russia doesn't have any rockets to spare at the moment. I think it is overwhelmingly Iran. Iran is now the chief state sponsor of terrorism around the world. Iran is a Shiite movement, but it's always been very fond of the Muslim Brotherhood. Some of the early works of the Muslim Brotherhood was translated into Persian by the Ayatollahs themselves, and they've always wanted to exercise leadership in the Sunni world as well as the Shia world. They have really dominated Hamas, and Hamas has been, to some extent, an instrument of Iranian policy. The Wall Street Journal today published a very powerful, definitive piece detailing meetings between Hezbollah and Iran and Hamas in Beirut, planning this very action. Now, as I say, I think it certainly serves Iran's interest to derail the Saudi-Israeli peace process, but also Iran demonstrates its reach. And in a sense, as someone else commented, this is just the war Iran wants to have with Israel, carried out by proxies, carried out on Israeli soil, causing maximum possible human distress to Israel. And as Israel is forced to intervene in Gaza, within a week, I bet the international community is criticising Israel for overreacting. And Israel will again be cast as the villain, even though the scenes that we witnessed and which your last guest was talking about were simply unspeakable. They're just unspeakable. They almost make you ashamed to be a human being.
Now, you mentioned two problems already about an invasion in Gaza. On the other hand, I can't see how Israel's got any other option. It's got those hostages there. Hamas is a master of propaganda. They'll just have videos of them, come and get them, come and get them. They'll hide them under the tunnels that run all through the place. Israel has no option, or does it, to an invasion. And you're right about, the world looking to blame it. I'm hearing the ABC this morning, restraint, all that kind of stuff. Does Israel have any other option but to invade?
I don't think so, Andrew. So I'm loath, like your previous guest, I'm loath to engage in a great heap of criticism of Israel at the moment, but I think they did make a mistake when they gave Hamas 1,000 terrorists in exchange for one Israeli soldier a few years ago. Whenever you free a hostage that way, Israel's desire never to leave a soldier on the battlefield, it's a wonderful desire. But whenever you engage in bribery of terrorists over a hostage that way, you create a tremendous incentive to take hostages in the future. Now, the United States has just given Iran $6 billion to free a few American hostages. And I think even though this is going to be agonising, and, it's simply unimaginable what might happen to those hostages during an Israeli invasion. And I don't want to distress folks who have family in that situation. But I don't think Israel does have any option but to go into Gaza and to destroy the Hamas leadership. I think if they don't do that, then they guarantee that this happens again, and other folks will try it too. I mean, the West Bank extremists will be inspired, and Hezbollah will feel embarrassed that Hamas can do this with far fewer resources than Hezbollah has in the north. So I'd agree with you. I don't think Israel has any alternative but a ground invasion, and indeed it is massing tanks right now on the Gaza border.
And let's not forget, I think Hezbollah has what, Greg? About, 10,000 rockets pointed at Israel. So, my goodness me. Greg Sheridan, thank you so much indeed for your time.